Here are 5 underrated but awesome feats in D&D. 1. Inspiring Leader. This feat is amazing, especially if you consider yourself something of an actor and like to give epic speeches. With this feat, you can give a 10-minute inspiring speech, and up to 6 creatures, including you if you so choose, gain temporary hit points up to your charisma modifier plus your level. And if you have more allies you want to buff, just do it again. There's no limit on how many times you can do this if you've got 10 minutes to spare. And you know what else takes 10 minutes? Almost every ritual spell. Anytime your wizard sits her ass down and starts muddling over an incantation for tiny huts, that's your cue to go full-on Braveheart.
But they'll never take our freedom!
Also, I want to point out that the feat specifies friendly creatures, not friendly humanoids. This means that if you want, you can go over to your pet dog or your familiar and go, "Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? You are, you're a good boy," for the next 10 minutes, and it'll get a massive hit point boost. Awesome. 2. Heavy Armor Master. This is a half feat, which means you get a +1 to your strength score when you take it, which is pretty nice. Add to that with this feat, while you're wearing heavy armor, all damage you take is reduced by 3 from non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. This gives you, no joke, one of the most OP level 1 builds in the game. If you start with Tasha's custom lineage, you can be an 18 strength fighter who's taking 3 damage off basically every attack you'll encounter. Ergo, you are basically unkillable for the start of the game. At level 20, this is still taking the edge off dragons, the Tarask, purple worms, and sure, 3 damage doesn't sound like a lot, but remember that's per attack. A multi-attacking creature might hit you 6 times a round when you factor in legendary actions. That's 18 damage per round you're saving yourself. Finally, it makes swarms or crowds of enemies a total joke. Sometimes combat isn't about killing one big thing, it's about surviving 1,000 little things. Well, action economy can suck my plate mail, because even if you get 1,000,000 hugs from 10 million lightning bugs, their bites are still doing 0 damage. These swarm-type encounters don't come up too often, but when they do, you'll feel like a god. 3. Ritual Caster. Time to make rituals our bitch-uals. Ritual Caster lets you pick a spellcasting class and choose 2 first-level rituals from that class list. Honestly, the Find Familiar spell alone is worth it. But then, most importantly, you can find other ritual spells to add to your ritual spellbook. Tiny Hut, Telepathic Bond, Contact Other Plane. The spells you can get are amazing and turn you into a support powerhouse. It's like a mini progression tree you get to explore as time goes by, growing your side hustle as a mage no matter what your actual class is. And now, a word from our sponsor, Atlas.
Oh, hey man, what's up? I'm running a D&D session that starts in 16 minutes, and I have nothing planned at all. That's bad. But you do know there's an easy solution, right? I've got it! We kill them. Not their characters, we kill them in real life. We can pump this entire place with carbon monoxide, and then we can steal their wallets and their car keys and their whole identities. Okay, that's one idea. Or you could try Atlas. What's Atlas?
Atlas is a Kickstarter created by Moonlight Maps. It's got over 100 kick-ass maps ready to go out the gate. They're detachable, foldable, reversible, and dry erasable. It also has an encounter deck of cards ready-made for instant building and improvising encounters at almost any level completely on the fly. So even if you've got nothing prepared, you can still put on an amazing game session for everyone.
You might say your savior has arrived at last.
Don't murder your players, just use Atlas by following the link below. 4. Skulker. Any ranged weapon attacker needs to consider this feat. The fact that missing with a ranged weapon attack does not reveal your location is insane. This means if you're attacking twice or more with extra attack, even if your first strike misses, your second one is still coming in with advantage. And even if that one misses, next turn, you're attacking with advantage again. Also, being able to hide when you're lightly obscured is amazing, especially for rogues or anyone with haste on them, because you can hide without using your main action. Remember that lightly obscured in D&D includes dim lighting, ergo every dungeon ever, pretty much. You can basically hide in any place that isn't an open field in the middle of the day. Also, not having your perception checks affected by dim light is a tidy little bonus as well, that combos really nicely with dark vision. 5. Prodigy/skill expert. Do not sleep on having expertise in a skill. At top levels, it means you're never rolling less than a 13 on a skill check. Even before that though, a +6 or a +8 is usually enough to turn failure into success, or at the very least, make sure nothing goes catastrophically wrong. Also, it just feels right to have expertise if it fits your backstory. If you spent your entire life before adventuring as a stable hand, it's a massive flavor fail not to have expertise in animal handling. These feats patch up your backstory in a way that directly influences gameplay. And when gameplay meets storytelling, you have a fucking good game of D&D on your hands. If you play in a game where your DM lets your roleplay choices actually matter, these feats are insanely strong. Whatever you want your character to be good at, expertise means those bastard dice gods will not be able to stop you. Remember to like and subscribe, thanks for watching, and check out other videos on this channel. Bye.